Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, okay. Let me just get caught up here. Something always comes up at the last moment. Okay, so World 1, pretty standard stuff. If there are going to be any nerves present, we're going to find out about it pretty soon. And basically, YI3, you can optimize it by trying to stay on those ground platforms as long as possible. The optimal time being 2:59. Both players will be trying to go for that. You, Waldo, it's the Madman. Don't worry, dude, I'm working on that Madman tag. You, welcome, Carrick. Thank you so much for the generosity last night, and broke a record. So yeah, neither race are having any issue with Y3. It's good to see that because they shouldn't, and it basically means that probably no nerves in play. Both runners getting a 277. I'm just going to make sure that my streams are synced here so I'm not doing dirty spoilers. Uh, 279 for Jackson, 280 for Storster. Both playing it a bit safe, which makes sense. There doesn't really seem to be any logical reason to be risking, say, 20-30 seconds to try and save like half a second. So pretty decent race trust so far. And another dynamic, or another interesting dynamic, is if either of the runners are watching the restream. If they're keeping tabs on how far or like far ahead or behind it they are of the other racer. It might influence their decisions. Some people would play safe if they're ahead, but we have somebody in chat that never plays safe, no matter how close it is. Yeah, I'm pretty much tied coming out of World 1. Who's going for sandbar? Yeah, everybody. Sandbar is now a requirement, otherwise it's DQ. So it can be difficult to make a direct comparison again because both runners are using different timing methods. But if you add 2 seconds to Sorcerer's time, you're pretty much going to get a good estimation. Yeah, whoever would do such a thing would be pretty mad. So DS1 is a level that often gets overlooked. One slight mistake can cost you a lot of time. Losing your cape in this level is really annoying. And you're pretty much going to want to have to go back for cape. Going on capeless is very dangerous. Although there is a cape available in DP3. Something that I would often consider, but it's not really a good race strat. Oh. But yeah, very good DS1 from both players. Storster just a little slow at the end there, but I mean, I'm not going to argue with about half a second. Both Jackson and Storster playing very well at the moment, as to be expected. As I mentioned earlier, Jackson is a very good player considering how new he is to the game. He only joined the SMW community this year and has been speedrunning a relatively short amount of time compared to most. Yet he's doing pretty well. He's definitely progressed faster than most people do. The only notable thing about the start of this level is the fast fly off. I was concerned that Jackson maybe wasn't going to make it. The first jump onto the platform that he did was slightly too late, but it's fine. Both getting it. Jackson getting the 263, and Storster 262. And the reason for that will be the variance in cape speeds, or sorry, flight speeds. I always call it cape speeds, I don't know why. And flight speed, it can be quite hard to determine unless you play this game a lot. Even still, it can be quite hard to determine. It's random in the sense that you basically can't predict it, so... Another flyover level, of course. Yeah, looking good, Duff. And it looks like Jackson might be about 1.5 seconds ahead. Though that mistake at the start will inevitably cost him his lead. It looks pretty much perfectly synced at this point. It's going to come down to Morton Fly. Hopefully both runners get it without any issues, but it can be tricky, especially with any nerves in play as well. Both grabbing the spring. Very good. I'm loving this sync. It's like I'm watching the same stream twice. Okay, Storster just a little slow, but it doesn't matter. He's still going to make that cycle. Oh, and Jackson with a very nice spring through. That will save time. I think. Well, it'll save time for the room 2, although his room 1 was a bit slower. Wow. And even though Jackson had that mistake, he still, that mistake cost about 5 or 6 in-game seconds. Still pretty much within Storster. And yeah, I'm pretty sure this is basically tied. It has to be within half a second. So absolutely negligible at this point. Pretty much all the big stuff is yet to come up. The next level, Vanilla Dome 1, can be interesting. A small mistake in this can require it can require a pretty necessary save, which can cost time. Looks like Jackson will make it up, no problem. No issues for Storster either. Okay, so Vanilla Secret 1 as well. This level is pretty tricky if you're going for optimal strats. We'll just see what strats these guys are going for. Ooh, and Jackson using the P-Speed. Not surprising, because it looked like he should have actually kept it. I don't know whether he accidentally let go of X or Y. Just looked quite strange. Though nice finish, considering he had no flight. So Storster pulling out in front here. And unfortunately, this is the flyover section of the run. We've got 2 flyovers. Then we have a sort of interesting fort, although it is a water fort. Then an auto-scroller. Then another flyover, and then it gets spicy. Then we've got Castle 4, Forest of Illusion, Chocolate Island. Castle 5, obviously. And something I should mention in the meantime, considering we do have some downtime, Jackson is using the US version of SMW. We'll lose him a couple of seconds based on saving. Whenever you save the game, it just takes a little longer than the Japanese version does. The one slight advantage for this category is if you lose your cape going into Vanilla Dome 1, you do have a cape in that level, which isn't available in the Japanese version. So I think it's available in the FAL version. You know, me being from that part of the world, I think I remember that. And then whenever I started playing the US version, I was like, where's that cape? I think I remember doing that in a run once, or in a race, not knowing why that cape wasn't there. Years ago. Okay, this is the water fort I was talking about. Doesn't look super interesting, but there are a couple of places that are kind of dangerous. A couple of people have lost their cape in this level. There are a few optimizations that you'll be wanting to go for as well. Okay. Neither having a problem with that first dangerous fish. Hopefully, yep. It looked like Storster was actually playing it slightly safe there in that final fish. Makes sense. So making short work of Weebly, and in the US version, Jackson makes short work of Reznor. And it's auto-scroller time. The only thing that I want to see in this level is not dying. Just don't get too complacent, don't fall asleep, and everything should be fine. Dying at the end of this level can cost up to 1 minute and 50 seconds, so as you can imagine, that's pretty bad. There aren't many places in the run that will cost you almost 2 minutes. But this is one of them. Yet not the longest level in the game. Donut Plains 2, the normal way of doing that is the longest level. Both have the shell at the moment. Looks like they might be attempting some sort of duping swag. We'll get to find out just in a moment. Storster, unfortunately missing the dupe swag, but almost collects that cape, which would have been a bit of a disaster. Going into Castle 4 and Castle 5, you want to keep that fire flower. You'll end up saving quite a bit of time over not having it. And Jackson with the Vine swag, that basically saves about 5 minutes. I'm only joking, but that is some pretty epic swag. Shoutouts to Jackson for attempting getting that. I know that's a favourite of a lot of the SMW old schoolers, including Tina, and her match is coming up next. Tina will be facing Maestro, and wow, what a race. And I think for commentary we have Zero Maverick and Mr. Cab. The latter is to be confirmed, but no worries, you know. You, Cab. Yeah, just... Oh, if I shouldn't have said that, I apologize. I thought I was doing a good thing. Oh, no, you don't need... You don't need to, like, explain yourself. It was just an offer, because it's pretty fun doing this. Okay, Zero Maverick. I had like 2 backups anyway. Ludwig. Yes, very nice room 1 from Storster. Also from Jackson there. Both grabbing the Fire Flower in room 2. Personally, I prefer those strats. A lot safer than the cave strats. And basically loses no time over caving through it. We're basically talking probably 0.2, 0.3 seconds. Oh, and Storster pays for going for the Ludwig jump. That's pretty unfortunate. Gotta attempt it though. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, having cape, that's pretty much the main thing. Okay, so both collecting Yoshi in preparation for FY2. Both runners will be attempting clips, of course. Hopefully, it not being a deciding factor in this race. Clips can be very frustrating. However, if Jackson manages to keep... Oh, it looks like Jackson's attempting wings. Very nice. Oh, and unfortunately, spins the block, revealing the P-balloon. Interesting decision. Well, that helps. Storster in their first try, absolutely beautiful. Probably on pace to get 239 here. We'll see just as soon as he crosses the goal tip, of course. Oh, wow, very nice. Jackson getting the left side after not getting in there the first time. And 239. Very nice. Lefty. Yeah, all things considered, very good clips for Jackson as well. It's the ambidextrous clip. Being able to go to the left or the right certainly helps. Yo, shoutouts to Red Hawk. Welcome to the stream. Already, I have been informed that I was slightly ahead. I do apologize. Hopefully I won't spoil the fact that this is one of the most exciting levels. And Jackson goes for it. Very good. And it's, yeah, it's right play time. Hopefully not going to be an issue for either runner, but inevitably this is where nerves can come into play. Looking good, and Storster gets it, no problem. Still without that Fire Flower, which is unfortunate. Although there's pretty much no place that he can actually pick it up. Has to go ahead without it. Getting that 270 door though, very nice. Pretty optimal. Jackson's turn now. Setup looks good and gets it. So assuming the rest of this room 2 goes decently, Jackson will be able to save time against Storster. Another 270. Yep. Okay, very nice from both runners. I guess after this point, we're going to get to see just how far behind Jackson is. I think it's probably only going to be about 10 or 15 seconds. Okay, so it looks like Storster is going to attempt Pipe Fly. Does the Spin Fly at the start? Setup looking good. Gets it. It doesn't save a lot of time, but it is, it's a pretty reasonable thing to go for. Jackson also attempting it. And Nala Smug. Shout out to Unicape. Yeah, I'm both getting that Pipe Fly, no problem. This is an incredibly close race. This is really, really good. Oh, I thought for a moment Jackson was going to fly over that free cape. But looks like he's going to go for it. Very nice Ghost House for Storster. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Jackson is reasonably new to the game and the community. It's pretty much been about a year, just a bit less. And some of the strats he's pulling off are incredible. Based on the siege, you would think this would be a very easy victory for Storster. And, even though he's doing well and has a very good chance of winning, of course, this hasn't been free by any means. The amount of work that Jackson's been putting in has been incredible. But again, it's pretty dang hard for Jackson. Storster's an amazing player. Very, very good at No Starworld indeed. Looks like Storster went for this. Oh! Storster went for like the half Steven strut. Okay, Jackson's turn. And Jackson just goes for the Steven strut. Looks like he tried to get that midway, but just decided to go on without it. After just missing it. So while I'm unsurprised that this is a really close race, I'm not surprised that this is close whatsoever. It's still unlikely that both runners will have been going so well and not have made any mistakes, basically. Trying to think. Yeah, pretty much the only thing that went wrong for Jackson was Vanilla Secret 1 and failing attempting wings. Okay. Will he go for Crusher Skip? Well, he will go for just... Will he? Yeah, it gets in there. It was actually a bit closer than expected. Thankfully, having no issues there. Room 2 coming up. It can be a bit scary. Hopefully, no problems. Now Jackson's turn to attempt Crusher Skip. Also, seemed quite close, but gets it no problem. And a very good room 2 for Storster. It's been quite difficult commentating both at the same time because of how close they are. They're both, They're pretty much doing all of the scary stuff at the same time. It's been pretty incredible. That Wendy was so Hank. That just made me think of King of the Hill. I'm not even going to attempt an accent because I can't do them. I'll just embarrass myself. Okay, so upon fade out 30. Okay. I think there's about a 20-second difference in it. Nah, possibly a bit more. It almost makes me wonder if Storster is on 33 base here. I almost get a feeling that might actually be possible. I'm glad you said it, Carrick. I couldn't think of a way of making that funny, but you did a pretty damn good job. And both will be attempting the despawn. Storster first and gets the first boomerang. He will damage base 3 the second one. Ooh, and okay. Oh, that orb. Yeah, unfortunately, Jackson didn't get the despawn and drops the cape in pretty much the worst place you can in that area. If you drop that cape pretty much anywhere where those boxes go up high, you're losing it. So an interesting situation for Jackson. I would almost suggest that he won't go back. I'm only going to say he won't go back if he's aware of, if he's ahead or behind. Orb. Yeah, poor Jackson indeed. He grabs that rainbow block. Makes a lot of sense. Orb. So far, it's been a very, very nice Volley Buzzer 1 for Jackson. Yeah. Very nice indeed. Very good. Okay, so Jackson didn't pick up a rainbow block there. It makes me think that he... Oh, well, he can't... Right, I suppose he can grab midway and get it in room 2 if he decides to. Ooh, I've got to be honest. That was pretty close for Storster there. He got a corner clip just as he was getting that cycle skip, and often that means he's just going to die. Thankfully for him, didn't die though. Will Jackson attempt it though? Oh, dude! He did attempt it. Unfortunately, he was unsuccessful. I mean, if this is Jackson's last race, if he ends up losing, and this is his last race, at least he can feel confident that he tried to be a madman. Actually, you know what? That isn't fair. He is a madman. Just... Just got a bit unfortunate there. Though, that's not all of Jackson you're going to get to see tonight. It will be Zero Maverick and Jackson that are commentating the next race. Again, that will be between Maestro and Tina. And Tina really turned up the heat last time. Tina actually bringing Storster to this match, otherwise this would have been hers versus Jackson. She didn't win. Very, very nice victory for her. Okay, that could have went a bit spicy. Thankfully gets that cape though. Lost the other cape, that shouldn't have any bearing on the race. Even if somehow he lost his cape coming up, it would take pretty major mistake or series of mistakes in order to lose this. Not saying it's guaranteed, but at this point it should be about 99.9%. Who knows, the Super Famicom might explode. So far has been a really, really nice volley of Bowser from Jackson. Again, just watching this looks like he's putting a lot of my strats to shame. And again, as I mentioned earlier, even though he's only been around for a little bit, yeah, he's incredible. Yep, good phase one for Storster. Jackson inviting himself into Bowser's back door. Oh no, and just slightly mistimes that and ends up in the Marinara. Again, shouldn't really have much bearing on the race. Still unfortunate. Ooh, what was that? That actually looked like a work though, so... Okay, interesting. I'm not sure about the other Mecha Koopa. The Mecha Koopa might be off the screen, but Oh really? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize I was borrowing from him. Is that where I heard that from? Probably. Again, these things just register and then you kind of forget their origins. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Well, I mean, I know you're right. I'm re-remembering. And that looks like it's going to be GG. GG for Storster. That's a 34:16 race time. Very, very good. That's probably like the 5th or 6th best race time overall. I'm just approximating, but that was really good. GG's all around. We're almost finished up here with Jackson as well. Yeah, Cab, that was one thing I'd said to Storster. Now, I made it pretty clear that this wouldn't be a free match, not whatsoever. But he just played comfortably. This could just be something to listen him up a bit, get him back in the... Oh, sorry, I just cut myself off there. Donation. Wow, from Carrick again. Thank you so much, man. That's insane. So yeah, that's a total of $100 from Carrick. Very, very kind and generous. We also have Mr. Cab in the chat who's donated over $70. Absolute legend. You, Carrick, thank you so much. Oh, I'm hearing myself come over in one of the restream. You, welcome, Storster.
Hello.
And we're nearly finished up with Jackson. And that's GG's.
Oopsie, sorry, I had the stream on the background quietly.
Yeah, I was still hearing myself. I was like, what is this?
Sorry about that.
So yeah, 34-16 versus 36-03. Yeah, I'm guessing you're watching the restream, right?
Yeah, I definitely think I learned from my mistakes last time. My first match, I kept my mic and my cam on. I'm like, you know what? Nah, this isn't gonna affect me at all. But I think in the end, it really did tilt me. So I think I did make the better choice this time. I think it really did help because I played drastically better.
You see, a lot of people, even though they've turned their mic off, have left their cam on, sort of as a way of expressing themselves, which can work, but often as well, it's just a distraction. I think it's a good decision, honestly.
Yeah, I think I definitely learned my lesson from the first match.
So, what stands out to you about that race then?
I'm honestly, I mean, I had like slight slip ups throughout the run, but I think overall, I'm just happy that I kept it well together and that I didn't tilt at all. That's really what I'm happy about in the end.
Yeah, it was so damn close. I mean, the first mistake that Jackson made was VS1, and that maybe cost him about 8 or 9 seconds. But
Out
other
of
than
Wendy,
that,
I may have been able to PB, which is pretty crazy.
yeah, also going into Castle 5 without Fireflower, Jackson managed to keep his, but it pretty much didn't even make a dent in your lead.
Yeah, luckily it was not lost to Ludwig.
Yeah.
Well, I did lose it to Ludwig, but you know what I mean, the fight before.
Yeah. Okay, so also just gonna bring over Jackson.
Alright.
Yo, Jackson. GG, I mean, it was a good race.
Yeah.
Of course, commiserations, but I don't think you should be disappointed about that whatsoever.
The only thing I was really mad about was my Valley of Bowser, but I've been getting screwed over by that like all day.
Oh, the sunken ghost ship?
Yeah,
I
that
saw
same
what
thing
happened
has
in Ghost
happened.
Ship.
Like that's like the third run in a row that same thing has happened.
We were really close until like Ghost Ship. Like we were pretty close for a while. I was watching.
I shouldn't have gone for 4 swings. I just kind of did that. I don't even know why I did that.
Yeah, I mean, at least you can know that it didn't actually affect them.
Yeah.
I think it only cost you about 8 seconds attempting that, but if you got it would have been so cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't like Steven attempted it, Xander attempted it every race, but I don't actually know that anyone's actually got it yet.
I got it in my last race against Maestro. It was either that race or the one I had with Lori, one of the two, but I also got Sandbar in the one against Lori, I think.
Oh yeah, I remember your sandbar. Oh, fair enough. I forgot. Again, it's quite easy to forget after. Let me see.
Yeah, like 50 races.
Yeah, this is race number 46. Incredible. So yeah, Jackson, what stands out to you about your run then?
I'm actually surprised I kept up with Storster for most of the race, except for the ghost ship. I honestly don't really know how Brewing Despawn works. I should properly learn how to do that. Because I did like 3-note resets before, and all of them were on PB pace going in the Valley of Bowser, and then that same exact thing happened.
So, are the splits that are up in your stream accurate? Is this your new PB now?
No.
No, I mean, like, you had like a 34 something up. 34. What is your PB, Jackson?
Oh, 3440.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
is that recent then? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think you both played really well. Again, going up against Storster, it's always going to be a big ask, but this wasn't a free race or anything close to it.
No, in the beginning I was pretty scared actually because we were really close. Like any mistake could have put me behind if I made one mistake and he didn't. So it did actually pose a good threat.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad I didn't lose Cape in VS1 because I've been getting flight there. I've been having a lot of trouble with that for some reason. I think it's just the way I'm landing on the platform, probably.
It was kind of strange. I wasn't actually sure what happened. You should have got flight there. That was quite strange. I'm not sure if it was like... No, I really don't know. Actually don't know at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say that is one of the issues as well with going up against someone who's supposed to be the underdog. If they're 5 or 10 seconds behind you, or even close to you, and you've had a good run, that is pretty scary.
Yeah, it felt really scary.
I think pretty much up until you lost Fireflower, and even at that point it was still good. You were fully on PvP.
I was scared the second I lost Fireflower, because I was fearing, oh no, please don't let this be the part where it, fall apart. But luckily, I picked it up very well.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest thing about your race, because I was like, you just realize you're still ahead. Don't tilt, because it is quite easy for that to happen, especially on something so trivial that costs you.
That's why watching the restream was useful, because if I wasn't, I probably would have been freaking out a bit more.
Yeah, for sure. As well, Jackson, you attempted Sandbar. Didn't get there, unfortunately, but Waldo and I are proud. Waldo, very proud.
Thank you.
I wanted to go for it, but I kind of just wanted to end it off on a good note.
Yeah.
Dude, even though you'd be able to attempt it for free once, I think it's a bad idea. Although Waldo will disagree with me, and he's correct.
I think I'm only gonna attempt it if I'm like behind in a race.
Well, Pat, it's probably a good thing you didn't go for it on your part, because if you didn't get it and you died, I wouldn't have gone for it, and I would have won ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much how my races work as well. Oh, you tried something risky? Well, good for you. Unlucky.
Yeah, I kind of just wanted to finish it out. Well, that's why I kind of played Bowser and the fort a bit safe. And that Reznor, oh my god, that scared me. I thought I was gonna die there.
Oh, that Reznor fight. I was just thinking, don't risk everything for the power up, but thankfully you managed to get the power up.
I'm like, no, I'm getting this cape, and I got it.
Yeah, even though it sounds a really silly thing to do, I probably would have just left that cape. I fancy myself to get through Dark Room at least in 4 tries, although definitely first try. Get that midway and just fight Bowser. But yeah, getting it does sort of make sense as well.
Yeah, if in my head I saw, oh, I can clearly get this, because if there was like a Reznor right my way, I probably would have went for it, but I already cleared the other Reznor, so it wasn't as much of an issue.
Yeah, no, it was fine. Like, I could definitely see that you could get it. Just sometimes you can like freak out a little bit, and then it's...
Oh, I definitely was freaking out. I was... Ooh. Like, if my heart rate went up at all, it definitely went up there.
So, I have some good news and some bad news for you. For you both. Unfortunately, this will be your last race, Jackson. I hope you've had a lot of fun. I'll be joining you soon, don't worry. So, the good news is, you won't be having to face Twitchmaster. Got some bad news for you, Storster.
I actually just talked to him about it, and yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good fight. I think it's like 50-50 split, honestly.
I mean, it is really close. I agree that it's really close. Twitchmaster is someone that I look at, and I'm quite scared of him in races.
Oh, I am too.
He's not infallible. He isn't infallible like we saw that last race. And even saying that, his
time in the last race was just barely slower than what I got here, so that's pretty scary.
Yeah. I do think it's very close, but I do, if I'm being totally honest, I think he has a minor edge, but he's probably a bit tilted, potentially. I'm not sure, I can't speak on behalf.
I don't know. I honestly think it's a 50-50 split. Anything could happen.
See, I was hoping if some miracle happened so I could beat Pat and Twitchmaster, then I'd get to face Eric. if he won both of his matches, that would have been a fun match to run.
Yeah, you versus Eric would be interesting. The winner is Zero versus Stray Varus will play Eric. Eric, very tough to play against, but Zero could definitely do it. Definitely a very good player.
Yeah. Especially Eric almost got a 33 in his match against Louis. I think he was on 33 pace going into Bowser. I don't remember very well.
If I didn't have a Fireflower mishap, I could have been pretty close to 33.
Yeah, I'm just happy I didn't die to Rush Fly, because that happened in my last 2 matches.
Oh yeah, I was happy too, because I just did a race and I died there, so I was pretty scared.
I need to learn how to do Boomerang despawn properly because it's been screwing me over. Because I've had like 3 runs on PB Pace going into Valley of Bowser today, and I've done that same exact thing.
Yeah, it's not fun to mess that up.
That was a fun race though, and I wish you luck on your future matches.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. That was a fun match. Good job.
Yep.
You did pose a pretty good fight.
Thank you. Okay, see you later, everyone. I'll be back in a few for commentary.
So yeah, as I was just about to mention, Zero and Jackson will be doing commentary coming up.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get confirmation from the restreamer, shoutouts to Def, whether we're going to go offline for 5 minutes or whether we're going to put up the sort of in-between thing, the music and the cool visuals. Sorry?
You staying online?
Said, staying online.
Staying online. Oh.
Might as well.
Yeah,
Alright, well...
sorry, I was just reading something there. I didn't mean dead air. Major congrats on the win. It wasn't an easy one, as I think you realize, but again, going up against yourself, it's not easy the other way around, and you do have that advantage.
Yeah.
But honestly, with how Jackson was playing, I would be concerned, and his race time and how his race went would definitely be good enough to beat either.
I was pretty concerned about Clip, because if I had trouble there and he got that, it could have been an opposite situation.
Yeah, I actually felt pretty good for your race as soon as you